look down, look all around. Up in the air or on the ground. Come for a walk, come for a ride. There's so much to see, so come outside.
Spades and shovels, cranes and diggers, moving, lifting, drilling down to find a pipe or wire or cable buried deep beneath the ground.
That'll do, Pippin. Hello, my dears. This will be the first tree I've ever planted. It's very young and it's got a lot of growing to do. There. I told my sister Edie I'd phone her when the tree was planted. She wants to come and see it. That's funny. Oh. Goodness gracious me, whatever's that? What's going on?
Learn a new telephone cable.
Oh, is that why my telephone doesn't work?
Possibly, but we won't be long.
They bury the telephone cables under the ground, so they have to dig holes in the road. I know where there are some huge holes in the ground. Come with me. Pippin, it's time to fly. There they are. You can't see the holes from here, Pippin, but they're there, deep underground. Do you see that big hole in the side of the hill? We're going in it. Come on. We're in a huge, dark cave. Nobody built it. It's been here for thousands and thousands of years. Doesn't my voice echo? Hello? That's the Witch of Wookey Caves.
And that's her dog. Well, not really. They're shapes made by water and limestone dripping down from the roof. They're called stalagmites. Oh, Pippin, look. That pool of water is part of an underground river that runs through the caves. The river's very deep and dark. Wouldn't like to fall in. A hole in the ground can be huge like a cave, or shallow and really quite small, or deep and wide and built by machines and lined with a concrete wall. Holes in the ground, holes in the ground, there are so many different holes to be found. Holes in the ground, holes in the ground, there are so many different holes to outside. We're very good at jumping. Our eyes are big and round. We can breathe in water and on land as well. We're many different colours. And just listen to the sounds we like to make. What are we? Can you tell? We're frogs. Hello, me dears. The frogs have been laying their eggs in this pond. Look, there are some. Those little black dots are the frogs' eggs. And every egg is protected by a soft ball of jelly. It's called frog spawn. I'd better put it back. Mind you never do this without a grown-up. Ponds can be very dangerous places. Each egg will grow into a tadpole. It takes about 10 days to do this. Then the tadpole's ready to wriggle out of the jelly and join its brothers and sisters. Soon they start to eat tiny green plants growing in the pond. Can you see its tiny mouth? I know a story about a tadpole. There was once a big pond, and there, floating peacefully in the water, was some frog spawn. Suddenly, someone threw a tin can into the pond. It hit the frog spawn, and one of the eggs floated away on its own. The egg grew and changed into a little tadpole, who wriggled out and looked around. The first thing he saw was a shoal of tiny fish. That must be my family, he thought, and so he swam after them. The fish were very kind and didn't even try to eat him. One day, the smallest fish said, "Why do you live with us?" "Because I'm a fish like you," said the tadpole. The little fish laughed and laughed. "No, you're not," she said. "I don't know what you are, but you're certainly not a fish." The tadpole felt quite sad. Then he decided the little fish was probably just teasing him. Yes, of course he was a fish. But then one day, he began to grow legs. None of the fish had legs, and the poor tadpole felt very strange. "I told you so," called the little fish. Then, to his surprise, the tadpole began to grow 2 more legs. He felt awful, and he swam away to hide amongst the weeds. Just when he thought things couldn't possibly get any worse, his tail began to shrink. "What's happening to me?" he thought. He stayed hidden in the weeds until one day he felt he just had to breathe some air. So he swam to the top of the pond and took a deep breath. "Hello there," he heard someone call. "Come and join us." And there, sitting on the edge of the pond, were lots of froglets, all his brothers and sisters. "That's what I am," he said. "I'm a frog." There are frogs sitting round our garden pond too. They were all tadpoles once. They like to be near water because they must keep their skin cool and damp. They can breathe on land and underwater. Can you see him? They're sometimes hard to spot because of their muddy colour. It helps them to hide from birds who like to eat frogs. The frogs like living in my garden because there are lots of insects and worms and slugs for them to eat. They catch them with a long, sticky tongue. I know where we can see a really big frog. Pippin! It's time to fly.